Future gods and goddesses, welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Makara. Now, what sabotages our well-being and happiness? It's usually shame. Shame is the hand that clasps and holds on to all our negative emotions and pushes them down. Like you take a bouncy ball and you try to put it into a swimming pool, you're holding it down. Shame is what holds it down. Shame doesn't allow that bouncy ball to rise to the surface. So shame starts to lurk in our subconscious. And what tends to happen is it starts to influence our choices. Now, shame is identity or self-focused. Guilt is behavior or action-focused. Shame is the belief that we as a person are flawed in some way, are broken in some way, is incurable, is worse than others. The feeling of not being good enough or measuring up. Look, I can be kind one day, mean the other day, really happy the next day. We're always shifting and changing. But when we choose to dwell, we give the shame power. Is a destructive behavior bad? Well, everything that we do is an expression of what we believe about ourselves. People do bad things because they have an unmet need of love. Let that really sink in, okay? People do bad things because they have this unmet need for love. Instead of shaming addicts in society, what if we connected with them? What if we made them feel safer? Instead of shaming people from other countries, or people who are different to you, or look different to you, or sound different to you, it doesn't make them more defective than me, or more worthless than me. So what's really interesting is that we live in a shame culture. Someone will pull up an old tweet from 2009 that I probably did at some time and, pull it up and, try to cancel me or whatever. That kind of nitpicky behavior goes to show you the type of dogma and political correctness that we have going on around us creates even more shame, and the shame will start to stack. There's fat shaming, there's habit shaming, there's kink shaming, there's so much shaming going on, right? But to shame something is to misrepresent its image, its identification, its identity. That person is a slut. I'm slut shaming. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you were infused with so much love, so much passion, and you loved yourself, you wouldn't need to shame others. You'd praise others. You'd gas them up. You give them props. You see what I'm saying? So hurt people, but free people, and healed people heal others. Let this be known. What if the closest idea to love that you had was food? What if you confused love and sex together and you got a porn addiction? What if you were judged for your obesity, which reinforced the belief that you are unlovable? So in my experience, the only cure to shame is love. So shame is the absence of love. It sounds very reductionist to say it like this, very simplistic or straightforward. One of the primary ways that we seek love is through validation and approval from others. We believe that love must be earned. Flawed belief. So many people tell you to love yourself, and I think it can be one of the greatest catalysts for ourselves. But what is something really simple that you can do? So this is a concept I understood by Harper Healing, and it was reinforced by my hip chakra deities. We recently came across Sobek, the crocodile god, and Aizen Myo, the Japanese wisdom king of lust. So love heals everything. The greatest gift you can give is love. Wanting love and needing love is not a sign of weakness, it's a human necessity. But we have this idea of love based on Hollywood and Bollywood and Disney and lots of things that we watch, Hallmark cards and Valentine's Day and all of these different things, right? We have different ideas of love. But loving yourself unconditionally is such a key to taking away the clasp of that shame, so you can process your emotions a lot easier. You'll be able to cry more, you'll be able to laugh more. You won't be that apathetic and stuck if you deal with the shame. Do that through self-love. Okay? So the number one thing that I get you to do before sleep, and this is what we're doing all a part of the Primal Sutra Collective. We're doing this as adepts as well. So if you'd like to join us in the adepts program, it'll give you that accountability, okay? So what we're going to be doing is, before we're sleeping, we're going to be saying, or we've recorded our voices, saying, I love you no matter what. I love you no matter what. I love you no matter what. And as you start repeating this, I really want you to start feeling it throughout your beingness. Look at your own reflection in the mirror as you do this. I love you no matter what. I love you no matter what. Just start getting into the rhythm of this. Maybe have it on a looper, record your own voice saying it, and then as you fall asleep, just have it just softly playing in the background, okay? Be like a subconscious drifter as you go into sleep. Now you will start noticing you feeling so positive, so good the day after. You will start actually feeling so good about yourself and about others. You'll start emanating that joy and that happiness and positivity as you start doing this. Why? Because you're slowly letting the shame relax until it has a gentle, it's holding it gently, it's not clasping onto all of these unprocessed emotions. So this shame can lead to perfectionism, where you have unrealistic standards and expectation for yourself. You're more concerned about not being judged and not being rejected instead of remaining authentic, transparent, and fully yourself. You start to feel inadequate, which gets you to start comparing yourself to others. We don't allow ourselves to let the relationship between someone and someone else be neutral. The thing about this too is that children who experience trauma often experience shame. So the child learned to actively or passively hurt themselves and others. But instead of resenting our inner child, why don't we start saying sorry to it? Why don't we start saying thank you to it? Why don't we start saying I love you to it? And the real key here is no matter what, right? There's no such thing that will make you stop loving yourself. You could be lonely for the rest of your life. You could be completely disfigured. You can have people cut you off. You could be in a financial crisis. The real key here is no matter what, I still choose to make this choice. And trust me, if you do this one thing, it's going to transform your life. This is life-changing. So it may seem like a very simple thing, a little tweak to do. Why don't you try it out and report back to me how you start to feel? And I would even get you to repeat it even if you don't believe it. Why? Because you're a programmer now. You're a consciousness engineer. You're not trying to convince yourself of it. You're doing it like a discipline. You're changing your habits and behaviors through repetition, through shocking the system. During nighttime, your subconscious mind is like a sponge, and also in the morning. So what if you woke up in the morning, you looked in the mirror, and you said the same thing that you did at night? Man, I love you so much. No matter what you do, I'm gonna love you just the same. You got this, I've got this, we've got this, I've got your back. I understand what you're going through, okay? God, or the universe or source that is through me, doesn't need to hide, right? Doesn't need to compare himself to others. Doesn't need to put up all these boundaries, walls, challenges. The key here starts from your self-talk. How many times throughout the day do you encourage yourself or say kind things about yourself? You see, emotional abandonment tells you that your needs don't matter. What do you need from your loved ones? It's legit. Your needs are legit. Your desires are legit. They're valid. Do you treat your body in loving ways? Do you invest in things that's going to improve your well-being? Maybe you take a self-care day and you're just like, I'm just going to rest today. But if we don't love something, We want to push it away. We want to repress it. We want to ignore it. We want to, send it to detention. So it's all about intention. If you have unconditional love for yourself, no matter what, okay, no matter what, no circumstance, no situation, no action, no behavior change can take away from the fact that you love you. Okay, it's time that you reparent yourself. Become the voice of a parent in your own mind, guiding you, calming you down, giving you that leverage, giving you that positive reinforcement so you can heal yourself and live in abundance. So I hope this video helped you out today. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. We're all gonna make it. Let's go. Upward spiral.